Well, good evening, folks. This is a video following and celebrating the appointment of our new marketing manager here at Slick Enterprises. We have successfully poached him from a well-known company, and unfortunately I can't divulge where he came from, because he told me today that he signed something called an NDA, which I've googled and found out is a non-disclosure agreement, so I can't tell you where he's come from. However, here he is. He's joined our team, and what he said is we need to simplify our product offering. So anybody that's endured my pratings for any length of time will know that we've got two kits to relocate the rectifier regulator. The first one is the full Monty that puts it underneath the lower steering yoke, and the other kit is the Daddy cooler that allows it to go underneath the oil cooler, just like Royal Enfield now do on the new 650 Bear. Surprise, surprise. And what he said is, let's put both sets of brackets, all the fasteners, everything you need to relocate to both locations, and let the customer, our valued customers, choose where they want to put it, or indeed change it. So, you know, if you put your rectifier underneath the lower steering yoke and think, oh, I think I'm going to fit a steering yoke, steering damper, you can move it, you know. So the DCM kit now includes all brackets to relocate to under the steering yoke or under the oil cooler. That's it. So if you wish to investigate this possibility, just email me in the description below, my email address, the DCM kit. However, here is the addition to the product offering. It's a DCM kit, as previously described, plus a genuine Royal Enfield side stand switch. I get hundreds of emails a week from people all over the world about these bikes, and they're getting older, and the side stand switch is beginning to cause problems. And I'm not trying to spook anyone. I've got several subscribers to my channel who bought spare switches following a failure, and they put them in their toolkit when going on tour or whatever. The side stand kill switch system means that you can't set off with your side stand down, you know, do a left hand turn, pivot on your side stand and end up on the road. It's not a simple on-off switch. It's a voltage reduction switch that communicates with the ECU of the bike, and you need various conditions to prevail before the engine will run and you can set off. So you've got a clutch switch, you've got a side stand switch, you've got a gearbox neutral switch. So if you start your bike up in neutral with your side stand down, the minute you put it in first gear, the engine will cut off. However, the faults that have developed are that the side stand switch will suddenly cut the engine off when you pull it up, rather paradoxically. The other symptom that's developed rather inexplicably is that the engine won't start at all with the side stand down or up. Yeah, really useful. And it's the side stand switch that's under the bike. It gets covered in filth. It's not an ideal system in that it has to be near the side stand, but you know, they're not getting any younger. So I've had quite a few emails recently saying my engine's doing this funny stuff. So you can buy a DCM Ultra kit that has a side stand switch included. Now, the other kit that we've been producing for quite some time is the Hartley Premium. That is extension cables, brackets, everything you need to relocate to either of the locations at the front of the bike, plus a brand new Royal Enfield rectifier regulator. So you get the whole thing. I've sent out what I refer to as rescue kits to people around the world who say, my rectifier's burned out, I am stuck. You know, I go to work on it, I need it, I'm off the road, and I'll send them a box with all the extension cables, all the fasteners, etc., a brand new Royal Enfield rectifier regulator, and the Hartley Premium Ultra kit will now include a side stand switch. Now, this is something that people may or may not need, but I think it's worth having as a spare. It's small, you can stick it in your panniers or in your tool kit. This is a picture of it. in its packaging. It's a genuine component. My purpose in this video is to try to avoid problems, and because I get so many emails from people, they tell me about things, and this is now developing as a bit of an issue. It's a bike stopping problem, this one. If it occurs, it may not, however it could. So for a very little cost, it's possible to buy the DCM kit with a side stand switch, the DCM Ultra. It's possible to buy the Hartley Premium kit, brackets, etc., cables and all that, and a new rectifier, plus this switch. And I know people, as I say, who carry a spare. I know people who, there's at least 6 in the last, I would say, month, whose bikes have ceased to work because of this switch. And they're very odd symptoms. They're very inconsistent. And I think it's because it's not an on-off switch, really. It's like this voltage reduction thing. So this is the actual component itself. It's only held on by one Allen bolt under the bike. It's got a block terminal. I will do a video shortly of how to install this. My own bike doesn't need it, however, I am reassured by having a spare. And as somebody said to me, better to have and not need than need and not have. This person is a sailor. He goes out on the sea, which, we're not going to drown on our bikes, but I can understand it in a nautical sense. So there is the Hartley Premium kit, which is new rectifier, both sets of brackets, stainless fasteners, cable ties. Add to that, on the Hartley Premium Ultra, you get a side stand switch as well. Now that could be in response to problems, as your bike won't run. When you pull the side stand up, the engine cuts out. But I think it's more a case of peace of mind. It's an inexpensive component. I can include it in the kits. My email address is in the video description. If you contact me, I can tell you what postage is worldwide and so on. I know that on my own bike, I now have put one. I put one underneath my rear seat cowl, actually. It's a bike stopping problem, and it cannot, as far as I'm aware, correct me if I'm wrong, if anybody knows any better, it cannot be bypassed, so better to have one. These pics show, relocated rectifiers, which we're all familiar with if you've watched my channel, if you haven't fallen asleep. Under the steering yoke there, using the bracket, stainless fasteners and so on, using existing holes, threaded holes underneath the steering yoke. This next picture shows the DCM kit, as it's now known, mounted under the oil cooler. So there you have it. I'm doing what the marketing man said, because he's obviously a lot more knowledgeable than I am, and he said clarify it. So there's 4 kits now. You've got the DCM Ultra, i.e. having a side stand switch. You've got the Hartley Premium, which includes everything and a new rectifier, and the Hartley Premium Ultra that includes the side stand switch. If I were going to go, I don't know, anywhere really, European tour, whatever, long distance on my bike, I would put a spare side stand switch in, because it's definitely a tricky little thing, and it is causing problems on certain bikes. So there you have it. Slick Enterprises has invested in highly paid staff, a lot more than I earn, and I'm going to take their word for it. So there is a splendiferous bike featured in a recent video with the DCM kit, opting for underneath the oil cooler. My email address is in the video description, so if you want any information, just email me. I'll send you my phone number, my email address, and you can contact me, phone me on the Slick helpline, and we can go on from there. So in the meantime, I do hope you approve, and let me know what you think. Take care on your bikes, and I'll post again soon. Bye for now.